Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very warm.
Yes, we're very warm and we're very buffoons because we're the history buffoons.
And I am Kate.
And I am Bradley.
And we have a very big story.
Long story from what I'm told.
Couple of episodes long.
Potentially
a couple episodes long.
Very long and in depth.
Yes. I spent a little over a month
working on this
Working
right?
on this, yeah. Reading books and listening to podcasts and
just doing your due diligence.
Yes. Because it's very, very, very in depth.
Why does it have to be so warm?
So we have a special guest on our podcast today.
Yes,
and it is
our first time ever having one, so we're super excited.
I know.
So
don't kill us.
Don't kill us. What?
This is Audra.
Thanks for that introduction.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
This is Audra. She is a coworker of mine. We've worked together for like almost 3 years. Yeah. 3 years. So
yeah. Welcome, Audra.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
This is an episode that you're very excited about. So
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was not going to do this this topic until she was like, "But I love it." I'm like, "Well, I kind of do too." Like, I really like this story as well. So yeah, let's fucking do this shit.
Well, and we've been wanting to have a guest person on our podcast, and we haven't really been able to, I guess. And this was a perfect excuse to have one, since why not? So,
yeah.
But yeah.
So we are going. So actually, Bradley knows what we're going to talk about today.
I do a little bit. I got the cliff notes, if you will. So
if you recall, on our conversation episode, our latest conversation episode, we mentioned that we were going to potentially have a guest on our podcast soon, and we were going to talk about the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Yes,
which is today. So
that is happening right now.
So I sent Bradley a very bare bones podcast episode. I'm not going to shout out the episode because it wasn't all that great on purpose.
It was fine. I had some issues with it. It did raise a question for me that I will ask when the time is
pertinent. So he knows the very bare bones of the Dyatlov Pass incident in preparation for today, just so he's not completely out of the loop.
Well, we figured since we have a guest on our episode that we're going to make it so I'm not just I don't want you to teach me and then have Audra just sit there kind of thing. So we want her insight.
I wouldn't allow that.
Well, no, that's not my point, but we want her insight, obviously, but I don't want to just be in the dark with it, so I can actually fucking interact and be like, oh, okay.
So, so the Dyatlov Pass incident takes place in the Ural Mountains in Russia.
1959.
Yes, and
look at me go. February.
And
I learned some shit
for
today.
that reason.
Oh yeah,
we created White Russians
because Russian.
And we're white.
Why do you have to bring race into it? Fucking shit.
You can't just ask people why they're white.
You can't just ask people. Do you know what movie that's from, Bradley?
What?
From Mean Girls.
No, I don't know that movie very well.
Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white. It's one of the best quotable movies out there.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen it probably once or twice in my life.
Holy vodka.
It is 2 ounces.
Fuck.
Really? That doesn't taste strong at all.
Oh.
Did you put vodka in mine?
Do you want mine?
I mean, I'll drink yours if you're not going to drink it.
I'm not a liquor person.
I happen to be.
And this is very strong. 2 ounces plus 1 ounce of heavy cream and 1 ounce-ish. Kind of a 1 ounce of heavy cream. And lots of ice.
You said heavy cream twice.
Heavy cream. 1 ounce of heavy cream.
And Bailey's.
On top. And what did I say?
You said heavy cream twice. She literally just started drinking that. That's the funny part. You think she'd have 5 of these in her already.
I'm still thinking of creamy dairy treats, and that's a no for me.
Creamy dairy treats.
Yeah,
no.
What the fuck is ice cream?
Creamy dairy treat.
It's a creamy dairy treat.
Not one that you shake.
Do you?
That's the part that's got me.
Okay, but there are shakes.
Do you not want to? Do you not want to drink that?
I think I want more Baileys in here.
Do you not want to drink that?
No, I'm going to drink it.
All right. I mean, I would gladly take it.
It's okay. I have a Modelo as a backup.
But my point is, I would gladly take it.
I know, but you're not going to take it. But I am going to drink my Baileys also.
How much have you had to drink today? You said you just started that. Holy shit.
Okay.
I think she's been taking swigs off the bottle.
Okay.
Playing the trumpet.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Tell them about your trumpet.
Oh, believe
That's
you
a
me.
segue.
Yeah. You just put your lips on it and you blow.
Wow.
It's got 3 buttons.
Okay, so I was telling Bradley that I wanted a White Russian. He goes, "Oh, I've got vodka at home
Yes.
in the shape of a trumpet."
And
So-
what girl could say no to that?
Well, right?
I didn't have to buy it.
So it's a bottle of I don't even know.
I don't even know what
It says
brand.
jazz
Look.
on it. I did
Yeah,
catch
jazz.
that.
I saw that, but I'm not sure what that means, to be honest. It's a bottle of booze I got years ago from my buddy who we used to trade bottles of booze for our birthday and Christmas, and that's what he got me one year, and I had never opened it. So,
Surprisingly, there's not a lot in there.
no, it's a lot smaller bottle than I thought. I feel like I got cheated that year.
I mean, it kind of looks like an actual trumpet size.
No, it's pretty
But
large, yeah.
because of the shape of the trumpet, how it's so narrow at the
Right.
top and then it bells out, there's actually not a lot of liquid
No.
in there.
Fun note, my brother who wrote our intro song and outro song used to play the trumpet. So look at this, fucking bringing it around.
Sure you are. Yeah. So
I do this weekly with her.
I feel like this would be so bad for my ADHD.
It can be. Yeah, I have issues at times focusing on what the fuck she's talking about. And I also make a lot of jokes.
my chair's squeaky.
Maybe stop doing that.
Well, I wasn't trying to, but I was
Well,
like,
how
oh, it's
about
Audra's
you?
chair. I was like, oh no, that's me.
No, that's you.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
No, I took my meds today, so I'm very even keeled.
Oh shucks.
Think what?
See, now I'm like, darn it.
Oh boy.
Okay. Dyatlov Pass or Dyatlov Pass. Not sure which.
What is you don't know what the proper pronunciation
I
is?
don't, but I did a really good job on the names of
That's
looking up
good,
their
because
pronunciation.
in the podcast you had me listen to just get the gist of it, they said Dyatlov or whatever, right?
Yeah, I've been pronouncing it Dyatlov, but I've also heard it as Dyatlov
Okay.
or Dyatlov, something like that.
I
Like,
say Dyatlov.
yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah.
know it as?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so close. That was supposed to be mine.
Stole it.
Okay.
And I was watching her, so it sounded like it came out of her mouth.
That's fantastic.
It's like a really good burp throw.
We're ventriloquists. So.
Okay.
Anyways.
This is actually this is a serious topic. So
Audra, I'd like to let you know that most of our stories are fucking depressing.
Yeah.
It usually deals with people dying,
No.
like these people.
That's the kind of history I'm interested in.
yeah.
Well, then this is right up your fucking
Absolutely.
Your fucking episodes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so is right up your alley? That's an idiom.
I would just say it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, so the Dyatlov Pass incident is on the more serious side.
Right.
It's been covered by books and
Podcasts.
documentaries, podcasts, and even
Yep.
movies have people have turned this into actual
Is there a movie?
movies,
Yep.
taken
Really?
with liberties, but
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
Most movies are. That's why they say based on a
Based
true
on,
story, not,
yeah.
Yes,
not like this
exactly.
is what fucking happened.
Exactly. So,
There's a video game.
I didn't know that.
Which video game? Peanut Gallery?
Our peanut gallery is Samantha, by the way.
Hi, Samantha.
I told you about this the other day. Tales Beyond the Tomb. It's called
Like whiteout.
White.
Was I there for that conversation?
It was over text, so I would assume so.
So,
But
no, that
it's-
doesn't matter for her.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
But Tales Beyond the Tomb, I think it's called White Survival. They have 4 episodes of Tales Beyond the Tomb.
Yes,
Okay.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
She's
and
saying
they're all
that.
based off of different true crime stories with serial killers.
Oh, nice. Really?
Yeah, they changed
Wait,
the names
which
and
serial
everything
killers?
to,
Feature episode.
people.
Bring me
Okay.
back for all the serial killers.
But their 4th episode is White Survival. That's based off Dyatlov Pass.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very odd.
Yeah, I did not know that.
And I'm going to play it.
Yeah. So,
Fair enough.
so I would say 98% of my information has come from the website dyatlovpass.com. And it
Okay.
is funded and created by the Dyatlov Foundation.
Right.
Okay. So this is all very like up-to-date information, facts. But there are a couple things that are a little confusing, and I will kind of point that out as we get to them because there's a
Sure.
couple things that are like contradictory in what they say.
Okay.
But essentially, this story is about a group of 9 very, very experienced hikers.
Isn't it technically a story about a 10 first?
A story about 10 very,
You have a point.
very,
I mean, I'm not wrong.
You're not.
So.
very, very experienced hikers.
Right.
They hike as a hobby, and they hike in very. Yes, Bradley. He raised his hand for those who are not watching the video.
How are they this experienced at how young most of them are?
This was 59 Russia, so
Right.
like you weren't a dummy just like walking around.
I get that, but and I tried to like displace myself from when I was 23 because that
Yeah.
seemed to be it was 20 to 23, and then there was a 38-year-old was the oldest one, but most of them were in that early 20s range. It's like,
And they were all
Holy
like
fuck.
beyond fucking smart, like
right,
So smart.
crazy experience, crazy knowledge base of things. So
sure, but
Yes.
that just struck me as like, holy fuck, they were only like 20 to 23, most of them again, and I'm like, I understand it was a different time for when I grew up,
No.
but holy shit, that's
before
impressive.
television, right?
Well, yeah, because you actually got
Yeah.
out and did shit, right?
You would like go on a category 3
yeah,
random hike in
Yeah.
winter in February in Russia
right.
For fun.
for fun,
For fun.
for experience, for
Yeah.
bragging rights.
Yeah, no, that is. I just thought that was fucking wild.
Yeah.
Learning their age because
Yeah.
I don't know. Before this was all brought up for this, I'd never fucking heard of this.
Fun fact:
So,
most of them were smokers too, and they
Oh.
quit smoking to do this hike,
oh shit, really?
which would piss me off beyond fucking belief. Like, but
Okay, so like I want to get into the meat of this.
Okay, sorry.
But just to like clarify, there was one person who had cigarettes on their body,
oh,
suggesting perhaps he didn't actually take that oath of not smoking.
Wow.
Anyway, so these 10 hikers,
Yes.
incredibly experienced, and this group was arranged by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov.
so is that why they named it after?
Yes,
because he's the one who
he
organized
was the
this?
organizer.
Okay.
Yes,
So here's my question that I came up with
that you came up with.
from listening to that one earlier today. What was it called before that?
Mountain. Well, see, there wasn't a pass that was named after him unless
Right.
there was an indigenous tribe name.
Correct.
Which we'll get into that tribe.
No, I know.
But
'cause
otherwise, the mountain is known as 1079.
what does that have anything to do with?
They just named it 1079.
that's
What a
the
fucking-
coordinates, I believe, is the background of it. There's a
I say
really-
that's a pretty lackluster fucking
yeah,
name.
yeah. I think that's the coordinates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just curious. I'm like, well, because obviously Igor Dyatlov, what was it called before?
Yeah.
Because
Fair
clearly
question.
before 59, it was called something else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So they wanted to hike in the northern part of the Ural Mountains, which it's a mountain range that is technically in like the Siberian portion of Russia.
what's that called?
Ural Mountains?
No.
Siberia.
There it is. Because you
The
said
Siberian.
Siberian.
Tomato.
I mean, Siberian.
You
yeah.
put the wrong emphasis, the wrong syllable.
Perfect.
Okay, name
awesome.
that movie.
Oh, I don't know. I just say that
Fucking
all the
View from the
time.
Top, people.
What's View from the Top?
Mike Myers, he says that in View from the Top. Mike Myers, Gwyneth Paltrow.
I like how she says Mike Myers and like, oh, duh.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, right. I'm not. I know who he
Okay.
is,
I was
but
like,
just
doesn't
because.
know who Mike Myers is.
So my brain goes to Austin fucking Powers, not from. Oh,
You're right.
View from the Top.
View
Yeah.
from-
Oh yeah, View from the Top. Got it.
Seriously.
Okay, so to recap
Wait, are
here.
we done talking about Mike Myers?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the group of 9/10 never returned from their campsite.
Right.
Okay. Oh, you're not tricking anybody. She's absolutely hitting her vape on.
I was
It's
trying
fine.
not to do noise.
No, that's okay.
You can hit your vape. It's fine.
Yeah. Vape it up.
Yep. So, upon further investigation of
Yes.
this abandoned campsite and their campsite in disarray, it was discovered that the hikers had fled their campsite in the middle of the night,
Correct.
leaving behind all of their warm clothing and equipment.
Right.
Okay, so all of the hikers, I don't know why it says several, all of the hikers
I don't know. You wrote it.
were found dead
Right.
with severe injuries and others with no visible injuries at all.
Right.
So the cause of their deaths remain a mystery to this day. And that is why it is so popular in today's world, because we have technology now. We can try to understand now why something might have happened, and we still have no idea.
I think people just like to go to the mysterious, though, and it's like it's unexplainable because no one else was there, and then they just found these
Absolutely.
9 people dead. So because of that, they're like, "What could have happened?"
Yeah.
And I know we're going to get into theories later, so we won't talk about that now. But I think that's just what fascinates people, and
Yeah.
since that's why, especially all white women like true crime shit. So
So
I'm not wrong,
I
Audra.
feel attacked.
So in January 1955, a group was formed by Igor Dyatlov.
Yeah.
And they were of 9 other young hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, or the UPI.
Oh yeah, UPI. I know
Yeah.
that.
Do you?
Not at all.
They set out to earn their grade 3 hiking certificate. Okay. At this time in Russia, that is the highest grade of hiking that they could accomplish.
So I'm guessing they never got that certificate.
No.
Well. Dun dun dun.
I mean,
They had to complete a rigorous multi-day trek over 300 kilometers, which is about 186 miles.
holy shit.
Harsh terrain, midwinter, using only what they could carry.
Well, right. Yeah, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
186 miles?
A third of those miles
Holy
had to be
fuck.
in challenging terrain.
I mean, it's Siberia or Siberia, whichever one you want to say. But holy fuck, isn't it all challenging?
I would think so. I mean, from our point of view.
Absolutely.
Especially in February.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So the duration of the trip was to be about 16 days, with no fewer than 8 of those days spent in uninhabited regions.
Okay.
And at least 6 nights spent in a tent. So, like, there were, like, checkpoints that they had to accomplish in order to get this certification.
Sure. I guess that makes sense, though.
So, with a grade 3 certification, it would allow them to teach others their craft
Oh,
as masters of sport.
masters of sport.
And it was a distinction that Igor and his group badly wanted. And because of this certificate, there's this desire for this certificate, they all brought cameras, they all brought diaries
Right.
to document.
Didn't they have, did I hear right, they had a joint diary that they all
Yes.
Yeah.
wrote in or whatever? Okay.
Yes. So the route was designed to go through the Ural Mountains in northern Sverdlovsk.
Say it more Russian.
Nope. Sverdlovsk. Oblast. There's a
move
lot
on.
of Russian in here.
Why is that?
Because they're Russian.
Jesus Christ.
When I have had too much to drink, which you will not see today.
She's barely had anything to drink.
When I've had too much to drink, Natasha comes out.
Oh, dear.
Natasha is Russian, okay?
Romanoff,
Just saying. Okay.
otherwise known as Black Widow.
This is not a Marvel show. Okay.
Could be.
The Ural,
Sign us up, Disney.
so, the Ural Mountains in northern Sverdlovsk Oblast was aiming to reach Torten Mountain. Torten.
Can you say it one more fucking time?
Torten.
Jesus Christ.
Torten Mountain translates to
Mountain of the Dead?
don't go there.
Oh.
As if it had to be any worse. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking
Don't
February
go there.
in Russia.
I mean, I wouldn't have went
And
there
hard as fuck.
anyways. Well, right, because it's February.
And then it says don't go there.
Yeah. So it was translated from the Mansi language, and
Which is
Mansi are the local tribes.
The indigenous people?
Yes.
Okay.
So lots of big ominous foreshadowing energy, right?
I mean,
But these hikers, they fucking knew what they were doing.
well, they were accomplished, like you said. So
Yes.
they were going for
Grade three.
Grade three, thank
Yeah.
you. So obviously they've had grade 1 and 2.
Yes.
So, I mean, I can't imagine. I'm sure this is harder, but
And they had to work their way up to grade 1 and then work their way up to achieve grade 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And then now they've been working their way up to grade 3. So they're very, very
so yeah, it's not like they haven't.
accomplished.
It's not like they fuck 1 and 2. Let's
Yeah.
go to 3, boys.
Right.
you
Plus,
know.
they're like, young 20-somethings that
Yeah,
are
very
fucking ambitious
in
and
their
shit.
prime and shit, all that. Yeah, exactly. Ambitious is probably a very good term because let's go do this.
Yeah.
Where, I mean,
Vodka.
vodka.
Okay. So these weren't just like some clueless tourists. They were really seasoned. And I
Right.
can't express that enough, because what happens to them, they should have survived, honestly.
Well,
But the
in theory,
actions that they had, it makes no sense for how experienced they were.
right.
Okay, so the hikers had permission to go on this mountain. Okay, so the Dyatlov expedition was part of a university sanctioned sport tourism program. So it wasn't just a group of friends who wanted to get together. Okay.
Okay.
They had to submit their route plan to
Oh,
the
really?
to
Oh,
the
wow.
Ural Polytechnic Institute hiking committee,
Okay.
and that included their duration, approximately 16 days. Their destination which is Torten Mountain. The emergency schedule and return date, which was February 12th.
And they left on the 1st?
No,
that right?
they left sooner than that.
So in January?
They died on February 1st, which
so,
we'll get
so
to.
they
But
left
yes.
at the end of January. Okay.
Yes.
I always heard February. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They also had to list the participants and their qualifications,
Right.
and then they had the route map, and then alternative routes, just in case they had to
Pivot,
bypass. Yeah,
basically,
pivot exactly.
Okay.
So the trip was supposed to be registered under the Sverdlovsk Committee of Physical.
What? How do you say that?
Sverdlovs.
I mean, I believe you. I
Sverdlovsk.
don't
Got
know
it.
any of these
Spell it.
words. Yeah, right. Oh, we'll be here forever.
No.
She's got to spell everything.
I know. So it is the Sverdlovsk Committee of Physical Culture and Sports,
Okay.
which is a branch of the Soviet Ministry of Sport. Okay,
Oh.
so for a grade 3 certification, they needed this approval and had to prove the difficulty level with all of the data and all the evidence of their pictures and their diaries.
And
Okay.
also to actually get the category 3 achievement,
Yeah.
they were not allowed to bring radios.
Oh.
Radios were hard no.
Okay, so that was a stipulation for getting that.
Hard no on
certification.
outside communication.
Huh. I mean, I guess it makes sense because if you're going to be accomplished, you
Yeah.
need to do it on your own
You
kind of
fucking
thing.
do it yourself, yeah.
Well,
So
that's
you can't
really
have like a lifeline,
No.
essentially.
That's really fucking unfortunate for
Yeah.
these people because holy shit.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
caveat,
Oh no.
there is evidence
Yes.
that the final approval from the Sverdlovsk Regional Committee
Mm-hmm.
was either never submitted,
Wait, what?
aka they never submitted the application
Yeah.
to be on this mountain, or it was not processed in time. So it was possibly due to like paperwork errors, delays.
Cold War.
They were cold. We were in the middle of a cold fucking war.
That could be.
But the Soviet sport authorities were kind of notorious for slow processing times, misplacing documents. And some researchers argue that the Dyatlov may have chosen the start of the trek while waiting for like the final approval, confident that it would go through.
So technically,
and that was not uncommon at the time.
Technically, they should have never been on this. Technically,
they weren't yet approved.
Correct. So they
to be on it,
technically shouldn't have been on it.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
If you want to be technical.
I mean,
okay.
That's why I'm here.
Let's talk about the hikers. There's 10 of them. Let's talk about the hikers.
To start,
okay.
yes.
We're going to start first with Igor Dyatlov, who is 23. He is the leader. Okay.
Yes.
He is a 5th year radio engineering student. A la smart. Okay. He's organized.
Well, 5 years. Most people do it in 4. But okay.
It was the 50s. It was a new program.
I know.
He had organized multiple long distance hikes. He was very reliable. He was respected. He was very well liked. He carried, usually on his other hikes, this handmade shortwave radio.
Couldn't bring it on this one.
Which he did not bring on this one.
So.
And he had a camera.
Why would he? I guess I'm trying to like rationalize in my brain. Why would someone going for like radio be such an avid hiker and want to do this? I guess it just doesn't compute.
It's a hobby.
I mean, I get that, but
why do people collect, those squishmallows?
Because
it's a hobby.
They're soft and cuddly, and you can snuggle. That's why.
I know they're nice, aren't they? I've got a bee.
My son has.
But like, you're not a person who collects squishmallows going to school for like bricklaying, probably.
Probably not.
So I get the question.
That's my only thing is like, it just, I mean, I'm not saying they can't be something someone does for both of them. It just seems weird because like he's going for radio and all this stuff, and it just,
as opposed to like something in nature or
archaeology, or even take that fucking for example. But it's just like, I don't know, it just seems weird that he would be I don't know, I don't want to say a nerd because he's doing all this technical stuff with radios, but then be very nature.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And again, I'm probably thinking of today's brain instead of back in 59 and whatever, but I don't know.
Technology was so like up and coming and.
Well, yeah, just think of what you had back in 59 and who knows what they even had in Russia.
I can't tell. Can you tell what happened in 59? I don't know.
No, I probably could. I was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Fucking Kate.
So, I don't remember what I was going to say, so I'm just going to continue on.
That tracks. I just want to let you know that's a common occurrence.
We were talking about him being a radio tinkerer.
Yeah, so I think plenty of people who have the left side of the brain are also very right-sided. And I think nature and being out in nature and, being one with nature is very right-sided.
I mean, we kind of do that with COVID, right? Like, everybody got into fucking bird watching and, like...
I didn't. I had to work.
Same. But, everyone's like, fuck, I'm sick of being inside. It's Russia.
I would have loved to stay inside. I had to work.
Yeah. Okay, so one of his Igor's interesting protocols for his hiking trips, an old hiking buddy of Igor's said, quote, "We had to wash our feet every night, even though sometimes we didn't have a heater and maybe no hot water in winter. You have to be quite strong-willed man to make others do it because some people didn't want to. It was quite unusual because no other hikers did anything like this, only Dyatlov," end quote.
So he just liked to wash his feet a lot?
He made everybody wash their feet.
Did he have a foot fetish?
We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. But
Theory number 9?
But, no.
The This was all a plot to get them out of their socks.
Exactly. See, she catches on quick. She knows.
But this could be part of a theory.
Do you think he was going to start an OnlyFans?
Jesus Christ.
For feet?
Okay. Next, we're going to talk about Zanata Kolmogorova.
I want you to do that one more time.
Kolmogorova.
No, you got to say the first name too.
Zanata Kolmogorova.
Kolmogorova?
Yes.
Look at me go.
She was an engineering student. Okay. She was 22.
All right.
Okay. She has completed many additional hikes, difficult hikes, including some with Igor.
Okay.
Okay. She was once bitten by a viper snake.
I was going to say twice shy, but all right.
What?
Nothing. Do you get the reference?
Of course.
Okay,
What?
good.
What?
You said once bitten. I was going to say twice shy.
I don't know that one.
It's classic rock, and she lives under a classic rock.
True.
I do live under a rock that's classic.
Hey, I see what we all did there.
Okay, so
Anyway, sorry.
Zanata was cheerful. She was warm, brave, very well liked, and also the only woman in the group who had trekked with every single other one of the group.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's been accomplished with everybody
Yes.
else.
And apparently,
Yeah.
many of our other hiking companions had like secret crushes on her.
Oh, shit. Was she
It
a
wasn't.
looker?
These were very respectable students and friends, and they never did anything out of line. They were all
right.
they all respected each other very, very well, even if a crush was there.
It was the 50s in Russia.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
But she also carried a diary.
I mean,
Okay.
it sounds like everybody did.
Almost, yes. So then we have Ludmila Dubinina.
Okay.
She was 20. She was the youngest.
That's right. Yeah, that's why
Yes.
that one resonated.
She was very strong-willed. She was a former Trek photographer.
A what?
Trek, like
Star Trek?
same spelling.
Trekkie from way back.
Way back.
I mean, before it was even a thing.
Yeah, right.
She's like, I'm the OG Trekkie.
She was a student in engineering and economics.
Okay.
She was young but incredibly determined. On a prior expedition, she was shot by an accidental misfire.
That's right. Yeah.
From a hiking companion
Yeah.
in the leg. Some sources say that she hiked the rest of her hike, and some sources say she was carried down for the rest of the hike.
I'd like to believe that she hiked it.
She hiked it, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Fuck that.
she
She's like,
was-
fuck this shit. I'm going.
At
Rub some dirt on it.
Exactly. Rub
So
some dirt on
That's
it.
what my dad used to always tell me. So, fuck yeah.
She was a very serious woman. She was outspoken, highly principled, and a communist.
Well, I mean, they were in Russia.
I know, but
This
she
was
was
the
like
Soviet
the
Union.
communist of the group. Like they say that she like came out of the womb as a communist. Like that's how communist she was.
I mean,
But
can you blame her?
she carried the camera, but she was also one of the group members who most often wrote in her diary.
Okay, and I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here. They did find some of the diaries,
Yes,
correct?
yes, they did.
Okay.
Next, we have Yuri Doroshenko. He was 21.
Yes.
He was another radio engineering student. He was kind of a bigger guy. He was strong. He once fought a bear with a geologist hammer.
The most fucking Russia thing you're gonna hear.
I think so.
No kidding. I mean,
Seriously.
how's that go?
Seriously.
She made a lisp happen all of a sudden.
Sometimes this happens.
Exactly.
So let's stop that now.
Thank you for that.
I'm sorry.
Stop that right now.
What kind of bear was it? Was that not a part
That was
of your
not
research?
part of
research?
my research. For fuck's sake.
I have to get her to say that every episode because I always ask a question that's not a part of her research.
A fucking bear, man.
Well, now I'm curious. Fucking Google that shit.
Fucking
What kind of bear was it?
Sam, what kind of Sam,
kind of
Google
Google
that
was
shit.
that?
What kind of bear did? Which Yuri are we talking about?
Yuri Doroshenko, 21.
Is there 2 Yuris?
There's 3.
It's a popular name in
Russia.
Dyatlov.
In Russia?
In
let
Russia.
alone-
Okay, so just
How
for...
many Yuris? There's 3?
There's 3.
Holy fuck.
Let me just preface this by saying
Doroshenko.
Sam in the background here, she is cooking us all dinner tonight, and
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
she's hanging on as like a good support group member here.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Sam, would you
So
be opposed
while-
to getting me another beer? Probably just grab 2 if you are so kind to do it. I'm not. You don't have to. Just saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't need you here.
While she looks that up,
What a dear.
Yuri
What a dear.
Doroshenko
Yes.
was physically fearless. He was impulsive,
This is the
emotionally
21
driven.
21-year-old. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was previously in a relationship with Zanata.
That's the one that everyone had crushes on?
Yes.
Okay.
But they remain good friends. So they're no longer together, but they remained good friends.
It was an amicable split.
Yeah, like it really seems like this is just a really great group of young people.
Okay.
So Zanata and Dyatlov were actually dating.
During this time?
We
Yes.
do find that
Oh.
out.
Was it
Sorry.
in her diary? No.
Jumping the gun.
No,
Spoiler
you're
alert.
fine. No, you're right.
Drop
Dyatlov
a bomb.
and Zanata, what was her last name? Kolmogorova. My
I
apologies.
did it just because I wanted her to try to say the name again.
Zanata.
Well done.
Yes, they were currently dating.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if they talked about that on one I listened to. So
Yeah, probably not. You had a very bare bones, on purpose episode that I
it
sent
really
you.
was. And again, it was nice to get some kind of context, but it was very bare bones. And like I was telling you, I'm like, I feel like they jumped the gun on.
Yeah, you said that
Continuing
they
their
didn't
thought?
really like finish their thoughts.
It seemed like it, but
Yeah.
I could have been wrong.
Speaking of bear, Sam?
Say what kind of bear.
What the shit?
It just says run in with a bear.
Okay.
Giant bear.
Okay. So,
So
moving
a Russian
on.
bear.
You know, a Russian bear.
Moving on to Yuri
Yeah.
number 2.
Yuri number 2.
He kind of okay, discrepancies in information that I have received.
Yes.
Some say he went by Yuri, some say he went by Grigory. So we're going to separate the
Yuri
Yuris
Grigori.
by saying
Last
Grigory.
name.
No, that's perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because I'm not going to fucking remember.
Yeah, so
every
we're going to say
Yuri.
Grigory. This is Krivonishenko.
Krivonishenko.
Don't get him confused with Doroshenko.
Yes.
Oh, how could you?
Exactly. The last one was Yuri Doroshenko. This is Yuri Gregory Krivonishenko.
Oh my God! Just so
All the
many,
Shenkos.
so
all
many
the
Yuris.
All the Yuris.
So many
So
Yuris.
Grigory Krivonishenko.
That's the only one.
Okay, so Grigory Krivonishenko was 24.
20. So okay. Oh, so
He
I
was
was a little off in my age range. I thought there was like
Oh, we're
20
not
to
done yet.
23. No, I know that because I know there's a 38-year-old too.
That's right.
So, but
Yes.
no, I thought it was 20 to 23. Either way, doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he was actually known for kind of being the class clown. He had some serious hiking chops as well. He was very, very
Okay.
seasoned. He was a student of construction and hydraulics.
Oh, that had to be pretty prevalent back in those days because the hydraulics probably would have been pretty.
Yes,
New?
because after he graduated from UPI,
Yeah.
he went to Chelyabinsk.
What now?
Chelyabinsk
Chibelinsk?
40.
40? Like 40?
Like
40.
WD-40?
Only
Hey, she's bringing it back.
It
What
is
is
a
and what does WD stand for?
I already forgot.
WD wet
Oh, water displacement.
water displacement.
And it was their 40th attempt.
Correct. My dad
Okay,
taught me
so
that as a youngster.
Chelyabinsk is a nuclear plant.
Thank you.
Fun
Oh,
fact.
okay.
Nuclear plant. Okay,
Goes into the theories.
it goes into the theories.
Well, because some
So-
of them had radiation.
Krivonishenko worked at a nuclear plant.
Right.
Okay,
It was like akin to Chernobyl.
Because there was a incident there, correct?
Yeah.
and
Right.
I will briefly go over that as well
Okay.
for some additional context.
Awesome.
So Krivonashenko was also very musically talented. He was goofy, always joking, the group clown.
What did he play?
Mandolin.
That's right.
I thought she was going to say trumpet.
Vodka trumpet.
Next, we have Alexander Kolevatov.
Okay.
He was also 24. He was very methodical and quiet. Okay, he has a background. Notice how I also get quiet. He has a background in nuclear physics.
Who doesn't?
Because of why not? And
just a background, not like his specialty.
No,
he kind of had like an imposing presence.
Is he a big dude?
In his downtime,
there it is.
From studying nuclear physics, he would love to smoke on an antique pipe.
Who wouldn't? Like Gandalf style?
Yeah.
Nice.
He was a former tech lab at a top secret Soviet institute.
Okay.
He was quiet, serious, well organized, kind of the brainy Smurf of them all.
Brainy Smurf. Wow, that's a fucking weird ass fucking call there. Look at you go. I used to love the fucking Smurfs when I was growing up. Actually, one of the first video games I had was a Smurfs game on the ColecoVision. So
how nice for you.
Shut the fuck up.
Back from the 50s, right?
Exactly.
Clearly. I helped invent it.
I'm
fucking old, Audra.
So Kolevatov was very personal, and he did also have a diary or a journal, if you're an adult. And he actually did not share much of his entries with his other hikers, his other friends.
Well,
he kept it very personal.
I mean, that's the whole point.
Yes, but the majority of these journals, diaries, are meant to be proof for their hiking.
I get that.
Grade 3 certification.
But isn't that why they had the joint diary?
Yes. That's fair.
So.
But, you're out fucking hiking and, trekking through the mountains. I would imagine you're doing some personal reflection on why the fuck am I doing this? What is the 100%. Meaning of life? Like,
it's funny. Every time I do a podcast with Kate, I ask, why the fuck am I doing this? Meaning of life.
Why do I keep coming out? Why do I wake up in the morning?
Exactly. No, I 100% agree though, because you're going to have some personal reflection, because this is obviously they're trying to get their certification, of course, and whatever, but it's a extremely personal thing, to accomplish this, because at that time it's like really important to these people, because they want to be able to grow and whatever and be out in nature. So it's extremely personal as well. So I understand why he wouldn't want to share his whole diary. And again, that's why they had the joint diary, the group diary, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know. I just feel like I get it, why he wouldn't want to share it. So
the next person we have is Rustem Slobodin.
Rustem?
Mm-hmm. They also called him Rustic.
Who
with a K.
Oh, it's Russian. So,
it's Russian.
I get it.
So Slobodin was 23.
Okay.
He was very athletic. He was very fit, very tall. And he was probably, not confirmed, but probably one of the ones that would ski ahead of others. Like he would be the front of the line.
Kind of scouted out kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of pave the way, if you will. Is that an idiom? Pave the way?
I mean, it is now.
Sure.
That's right.
I'm going to make it so.
Rights and idioms.
He was a mechanical engineering graduate.
Okay.
So he was known for his endurance and speed. He ran long distance cross country and was an avid skier. He was very friendly, disciplined, enjoyed writing poetry. He was also musically gifted and enjoyed playing the mandolin as well. And he was actually called the group's rich kid.
Rich kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so he was a son of affluent university professors.
Gotcha.
But they all said Rustem was as unpretentious and friendly as they come.
Oh, so he was the nice guy.
Yeah, he was a very nice guy.
Okay.
Despite his affluent upbringing, he wasn't all about him. And
yeah, because it's weird that some people who are brought up in that environment aren't total douchebags. Weird.
Yeah. Next, we have Nikolai Thibault-Brignol. Thibault-Nigbral.
Is that his middle name?
It was a hyphenated last name.
Oh, okay.
Thibault-Brignol. So he was 23.
Okay.
He also had a very solid outdoor record. He graduated in industrial civil construction.
Another
Lord.
dumbass on the trip.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. They're
This
so...
makes me feel like such a fucking underachiever. Like,
I
about
got a
to be
degree
40.
in management.
What's a degree? Like, I don't even have one of them.
Cross room high five.
Like,
Holy fuck. Same.
got fucking nothing to show for almost 40 years on this planet. And
Speak for
Yeah.
yourself. I'm almost 40 years.
I'm fucking 45. Fuck all of you. Jesus Christ. Sam's over here like, I'm not even 40.
I'm only 33.
33.
what a baby.
What a baby.
I remember being 33.
I don't. Okay, so...
I wish I did.
Okay, so Nikolai Thibault-Brignol
Yes.
graduated in industrial civil construction.
Okay.
He was very quiet but very reliable. He was handsome and he was of noble French lineage. Apparently, that was a thing
Seriously?
they wanted to include in their description of him.
No, so who was he? What family was he from?
That was not part of my research.
The Thibault part.
The Thibault.
Oh, the Thibault family. I should have put that
Duh.
together. I should have put that together.
Not the Brignolls.
Fuck the Brignolls.
Who's ever heard of the Brignolls?
Nobody. Thibault, though? 100%.
Everybody knows the Thibaults.
Jesus.
Okay, but
What the fuck?
he was calm under pressure and he was scientifically minded. And that is all I have for Nikolai. He has a very short bio.
Yep.
Very short. Not sure why, but he has a very short bio. But
Well, he's only 23.
there's a 20-year-old who has a bio heavier than he does. Okay, next, not quite last, but next, we
Yes.
have Semyon Zolotaryov.
Semyon. Let's spell that.
Semyon, almost like Simon. It's like their version of Simon. Semyon, Semyon.
It just reminds me of Eurotrip. It's like Mika.
And Micah, Mike, it's Mike. No, it's Mika. It's our version of Michelle.
Yes.
Exactly.
Sorry. Anyways.
Have
you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so Semyon, he actually went by Sasha, which is a very, very popular Russian nickname for men.
Is it really?
Yes.
Not as popular as Yuri, but it's up
Yeah,
there.
Sasha.
Clearly. Yuri is super popular.
Oh,
Holy
we're not
shit.
even done with the Yuris yet.
Oh, fuck. More Yuris.
So Sasha Zolotaryov was 38.
So he was the oldest one, yes.
Yes, and some documents have said he's 37. So not sure if
Oh
he was
my God.
37 or 38.
Throw it all out.
I know.
Discrepancy.
He was a late addition.
I heard that, yes.
Yes.
In that other one I listened to. So why was he a late addition? Like, what
He
was
was
the-
a late edition and a mandated edition.
I didn't read anything
really?
about mandated.
Yeah,
What do you know about that?
So they had planned their trip without him.
Right.
And then they were told, this guy's coming with you,
Oh. Okay.
is what I know.
And see, I have found something different. What
Oh.
I have found was that he was originally going to hike with Sergei Sorgin and his group. Sergei Sorgin had his own little hiking group in the Ural Mountains at the same time as the Dyatlov group, just in a different area.
Okay.
And they were headed further north into the subpolar Urals, but when Sorgren's timetable didn't suit Zolotaryov,
He signed up. Or,
Sorgren introduced him to Igor.
oh, interesting.
And then the timing was perfect for that situation as another hiker that was originally part of Igor's group. His name was Nikolai Popov. Had recently dropped out of Igor's party, and so they kind of shoveled him in. So that's very interesting. There's so many variations.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Well, I mean,
Well, my understanding is they were, right before they went up the mountain,
right.
they converged on this little town. And I've heard that as well. while they were in this little town. They kind of happened with some other like-minded people, right? Because he doesn't fit the bill. He's like the oldest one.
Yeah.
He's like kind of the weird uncle.
He was in the military.
Okay, but like you hike and I fuck with that. So like, just come on with us. Like, what's one more? You know,
it does seem kind of odd, just because like all these young kids, again, 20 to 24, and then all of a sudden you had a 38-year-old. It seems
and the
weird.
38-year-old becomes part of a theory.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because he's the weird uncle.
Well, duh.
So just to quickly put in a little tidbit.
Yeah.
If it's the way of that other hiker dropping out of Igor's for, what's his name, Zolotaryov to come in, this Nikolay Popov, he dropped out of the hikers group even before they initially started.
Okay.
So
while they were in the background on some of the stories I've read, when they're in this little town and they kind of cross paths, so to speak, what's his name?
Zolotaryov.
Zolotaryov.
The 38-year-old, yeah.
I just, they all kind of blend together in a big Russian
unfortunately,
dribble in my brain.
Yuri.
Exactly.
Sorry. Anyways, I get it.
But I do know Zanata and Dubinya.
Fair enough.
Okay, I remember the ladies.
Igor Dyatlov.
And Dyatlov.
Well, how can you not know Igor? Fuck.
But while they're in this little town, I've read the background story to that. He falls out with his group because, from my understanding, they just didn't want to do that long of a thing.
Oh.
And he's like lingering around this little town, this little mountain
trying to
sub-town,
find somebody to
being like, well, I don't want to go and I want to push on. And that's how they kind of connected. And they're like, we're about to do this 16-day crazy ass shit. If you want to, like,
why don't you hop on, man?
We got room for one more. Like,
okay.
I've heard that.
It's so bizarre.
Interesting. It is kind of a weird addition.
It's a weird addition, and it's very weird that there's little inconsistencies between stories.
Yeah, because like you said, they met at this town.
Yeah.
It was mandated.
Yeah.
They met at this town. I mean, what is it? It's hard to say. It's just quite strange that it is kind of weird that
also,
way.
if I'm, chasing this big of a goal, right?
Yeah, right.
And I'm doing this kind of personal reflection bit with myself.
Yeah.
I don't want someone I don't know, like, coming into the group.
No.
I'm going to be extremely sketchy about
Especially,
that.
100%, yeah.
That's like, no, this is my bubble of people.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my bubble. I don't
And wasn't
know
it
you.
Zanata who
I
had
don't
like
want to watch you wash your feet. Like,
wasn't it Zanata
Keep
who
your
had
dirty
like
feet out of my
history
fucking
of
tent.
all of them?
For the love of
Yes.
God.
Yeah. So like having this newcomer come in and she's like, I've had experience with all of these hikers,
Yeah.
but
Right.
you are an outsider.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like she did have some experience with those hikers.
But
she gets around.
They no, she
Just kidding.
No,
very respectful.
They were
Igor.
all very respectful, and they did bring him in as one of their own.
No.
Yeah.
It's weird to have some discrepancies in
It is.
how he joined up.
Yeah.
Is, I guess, all I'm going
Well,
for.
I think, and it could be too, so one falls out of your party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it speaks to get the category 3, you have to have X amount of people complete this.
That's a good point.
Because
I don't know that.
that just looks better for you, right? Like you're
yeah.
able to
100%,
just
yeah.
pick one up on the way, and you don't know their background, you don't know what they can contribute to your group.
Right.
But hey, we found this guy along the way, and
Let's bring him with.
we dragged him up the fucking mountain. So
No,
we're
that-
great.
And
That's a
left
good
him
point.
there.
Yeah, that's a good
And,
point.
yeah.
Okay. Last person of the group,
Yes.
Yuri.
What? Another
Surprise.
This is
Shocker.
This is Yuri Yudin. He's 21.
Yudin.
He is a student of geology and engineering.
Of course.
So he suffered from lifelong sciatica.
This is the one that turned back.
Yes.
Right.
He suffered from lifelong sciatica, which is an inflammation of the low sciatica or lumbar nerve, and rheumatism. And he had a heart condition as well. which, as doing like additional research, really the only thing that popped up multiple times was the sciatica.
Yep.
But other sources say heart condition and rheumatism.
Yeah, because I think they only mentioned in that one that you sent me was, ow, fuck, that was a table. The sciatica.
Sciatica,
yeah.
He also had supposedly chronic knee pain and back pain.
Okay.
And supposedly he was the one that carried the medicine kit. They're like, here you go. You need it the most, so you get access to it the most.
This is all your shit. Just carry it yourself.
These are all your meds. Here you go.
Please tell me before he turned back, he gave him
I'm sure he did.
Okay, well, I mean...
Who's around to tell?
Yeah, touche.
Okay, so to kind of help spread the connections here, he did leave the expedition on January 28th due to back pain and sciatica.
Yeah, it's flaring up.
And also his knee and joint pain. Okay, so...
Oh, shit, I would have...
Which in negative...
Early.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is they put it all in Celsius because it's Russia.
Yes,
so whatever that equates to
I
in
have
Fahrenheit.
tried to change that.
Can't think about it. It's fucking cold. Like, you can't imagine any of those health conditions are going to be good.
Fuck no.
And then
Kidding me?
as physical as he has to be as well.
Yeah,
right. No.
And also not having the comfort of probably normal food day in and day out.
Right, yeah.
Normal water day in and day out.
Right, yep.
So just to kind of reiterate, these people are very smart and very experienced with hiking in cold.
Well, I mean, you are in Russia, in Siberia.
One of their party fought a fucking bear, so...
I mean, and it bit by a viper snake, and
Shot
then got
in the
bit by a
leg.
bullet.
We don't know what kind of bear, but he fought a bear.
He fought a Russian bear, okay? I think I turned a little Spanish there at the end.
I know, I was like, me gusta cerveza.
So, let's talk a little bit about the terrain that they experienced.
Okay.
They were trekking through the northern Ural Mountains, which is rugged, it's remote, it's covered in dense forest and steep slopes.
Right.
For the most part.
For the most part.
It's pretty much how I envision all of Russia.
It's fair. So their target was Ortorton Mountain.
Ortorton.
Which was a bald mountain.
Had no hair?
Had no trees.
Oh, that too.
Yes.
I have a bald mountain.
You sure do. You sure do. Good. Yes. Can confirm. Gold star.
Look away.
Don't look at her.
Away.
Okay, so the mountain was well above the tree line, and some considered the local tribes, they think the local tribes of the area considered this mountain sacred.
Right.
Okay.
Do you have an elevation?
Yes.
Do you have an elevation?
I don't have an elevation of Ortorton Mountain. I have an elevation of where they camped on Ortorton Mountain.
That works.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have 3 sentences from now. So
She's so proud of herself.
I really am. But so the Mansi population, which is the indigenous tribe on this mountain, does not recommend camping on this mountain.
Well, I mean, who would?
So the area,
no one now.
Exactly, 100% nobody.
So the area that they pitched their tent, the final camp, is called Kolat Sikal. Cycle.
I
don't know. It's Russian. But
it all is.
It
Sickle cycle.
Sickle cell anemia?
It translates to Dead Mountain.
Yes, that's what I heard. That's what it
was.
Yes.
Dead Mountain is in reference to nothing really growing up there. Yes,
yeah. It's still one of those
it's very ominous.
Of course, it's
like,
Dead Mountain.
Don't come here.
Right. Okay. So
how tall is it?
The elevation is 3,763 feet above
That is it?
3,750
How does that compare to
feet.
like Mount Everest, though? Like,
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not
Okay.
even close.
Oh, no.
Not even close.
No.
So I like to go to
I don't know
Colorado a
shit.
lot.
Yeah.
That's all right. I like to go to Colorado a lot, and my favorite mountain to go up is Mount Evans.
Okay.
It's by Idaho Springs. It's over 14,000 feet.
Oh,
So
so this isn't shit.
no, this.
It is not what you call a steep mountain, despite what I just said.
The hilly terrain.
Yeah.
When I said that the Ural Mountains were steep, this one particularly was not that steep.
Got it.
But
So there's other peaks and stuff
oh
within this
yeah, it's a mountain range.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they set up camp on the eastern slope at a height of 1,079 meters, which equals 3,540 feet.
Okay.
Okay, so that's where they set camp.
Okay.
3,540 feet. Okay, so about 300 meters below the mountain's peak.
Right.
That's where they were.
Okay.
Okay, it is known for high wind exposure and no natural cover. There's no forest.
Because it's barren because nothing grows there.
It's bald.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's literally bald,
bald.
It's
like my dome.
bald.
Yeah. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Why did they camp there?
I don't know because they're on a slope. Why would they do that?
They were experienced. They knew better than to
Right.
camp in the open
Yes.
on a slope
Yep.
during a snowstorm, which is what happened that night. Okay? Supposedly.
Supposedly. That is a huge supposedly.
The forest was almost a mile, 1.5 kilometers, like a 0.9 mile
Okay.
downhill, where trees would have offered shelter for them.
Which would have been ideal.
So why? Possible reasons: they got off course due to poor visibility in the snowstorm, and they couldn't find the forest line in
I did hear
the
that, yeah.
snow.
Right.
Igor Dyatlov may have decided to camp on the slope for practice, for
That
emergencies.
sounds like shitty practice.
It's just to like add to that hiker grade 3 certification.
I get that, but fuck that, man.
They got a late start, did they not?
I don't recall.
Is that part of it?
I've heard some background that they got a late start that day.
Oh.
They started a little bit later than they should
It's
have.
possible
but
I wrote it later in my notes and I just don't remember because I've looked at this for a month.
yeah, it's fair. But they got a late start.
Chicken wing.
They should have like been at a different point. It got dark, and they're like,
We need to
"We're
set up
done.
camp, yeah.
this
Yes.
is not safe.
This is where we are. We got to set
we
up.
can't
Yeah.
see where we're going anymore."
Well, especially like, what did I hear? Like at some points it was negative 40, and
Yeah.
it like they said it doesn't matter if it's Celsius or Fahrenheit because it crosses over
Yeah.
at that point. So I mean,
it's fucking terrible.
I like cold. I like cold.
Me
Audra.
too.
Like this is fucking warm. Really excited to not be this warm soon. Anyways,
And my hands are like numb. And I'm wearing thermal leggings.
well, yeah, that will do it. Well, either way.
It's fine.
So it's like I like cold, but holy fuck, that's cold.
I'm just a cold girl.
She's wearing
In a-
thermal leggings.
In a cold world,
It's like end of June.
are you cold?
Yeah, my hands are cold.
Holy fuck! If I could reach it, I'd let you warm up on my arm. I'm fucking dying.
Same.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna
I feel like
unroll my
Sam needs to
sleeve.
like
I am.
get into
jealous.
like the camera view. Just be like, hey, I am here. Go
Hey,
ahead.
everybody.
Hey, I'm here.
I exist.
Our beer wench. Anyway.
And taco wench.
Taco winch.
Okay, so another potential reason they may have feared
Yeah.
that backtracking downhill in darkness would lead to additional injury or even being lost. So that's why they built on the slope. Or they
Seems kinda funny
theorized
at this
that,
point.
that
Yeah,
they
right.
intended to finish the climb the next morning, so they stopping here made sense as to like do that final push in the morning.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so lots of different theories of why they would stop on a barren slope.
But this
Yes.
isn't, all jokes aside, this
Yeah.
isn't a group of dumbasses on their first fucking hike.
And that's
this
the thing. They're accomplished fucking hikers.
So why wouldn't you go? It had to have been unsafe conditions, right? Because there's no way they're just going to stop there and be like, guess we'll finish,
guess.
make it up tomorrow.
No, you're 100% right
Like,
because
they know the risks. They know
yeah,
there's no fucking way to get a hold of anybody. Like,
yep, no radios.
it's you in the snow.
Yep. No, you're right because, like you said, they're accomplished. They would know better than to just stop there.
Right.
So it just seems really odd that they would, knowing how accomplished they were leading up to this certificate 3, whatever. What the
Category
fuck?
3. Yeah.
Category 3. Thank you. Like certificate, basically. They knew better.
So there is some scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt. I love that term.
They, got this late start.
Yeah.
And that was done purposely by Dyatlov to push them based on the conditions and things like that to go more to this category 3 thing.
I had not heard that.
Yeah.
That
So
sounds like a
interesting.
terrible fucking idea.
I mean, again, this isn't a group of inexperienced tourists on their first hike. This is experienced people.
I could understand,
who's trying
like,
to
hey, we're
push.
going to push you a little bit.
Yeah, like-
yeah.
I can understand that, but like, did other people know that, or did he just?
I mean, that's the
speculate?
mystery.
It's pure speculation, obviously. Yeah, but it's like, why would you do that? I don't know.
Like, why would you make everybody wash their feet before the end of the night?
Because he had a foot fucking fetish.
well-
100%.
Okay, let's talk about
like-
the weather briefly here.
Get in there nice and deep, like.
The estimated temps on the mountain,
Yeah,
negative 30 degrees Celsius.
or more.
Yes. Approximately negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's fucking insane.
Puke.
That is not. That is not considering wind chill.
Right? No, that's just
I'm
straight
sorry.
up temperature.
Like, at least one of my organs is shutting down at that point. Like, I'm done.
So
Yeah.
are you typically a warm weather person? Do you like warm weather?
No. I
No?
mean, like, I'm a big girl. I don't like being too warm.
Sure.
I would rather be too cold than too warm.
Okay.
You like the like early 80s outside.
Like the decade? Oh, outside.
Temperature.
Okay.
Temperature.
I like the temperature it is now. I like being cold, but with layers.
Okay,
I think
sure.
is my thing.
Well, the way I always look at it is you can always put more on. You
Yeah.
can take more off. 'Cause-
Yeah. At some point, it becomes indecent exposure.
Well, that or you need to like slice your skin off.
Yeah.
And skin suit and
Yeah.
peel it off. So, no, I am warm at like 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So like this to me has been unbearable this past week and a half
Fair.
or whatever. I fucking hate the heat.
So, like, my air conditioner was out,
Oh shit.
and it was 89
And
degrees.
you just got
Yeah. There was a coil issue that's been
you
resolved.
just got AC for like what, $6,000 to $8,000?
like $6,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And her
So-
little cute house, she just got AC.
And there was a fucking issue already?
They had been out 3 times, and on the 3rd time, they found that there was a coil problem.
Oh, good lord.
So, in their defense, they did fix it because I had very many mean conversations with, like,
I believe
dude,
you.
my fucking grandma lives in this house. I have 2 black cats. Like,
Right.
I'm a big gal. Like, I can't fucking sleep in 90-degree weather.
Did you tell
Like,
them, be like, I'm a big gal, I can't
I'm a
do
big
this.
lady, get over here. No, but it was fucking gross. Like,
Sure.
that made me physically sick too. So, like,
No.
that's too much. But, like,
I get that.
I'm a thermal leggings in late June with the AC on.
I can't.
Kind of gal.
I can't.
Can't do it. There it is.
Okay,
Saving
wind
that one for
chill.
later.
Wind chill.
Yeah.
Wind chill.
Yes.
Gusts up to 45 to 67 miles an hour on this mountain.
What is the miles per hour in like a hurricane?
Sam?
to the Google machine.
I mean, that's like highway speeds at the top, right?
Yeah.
65?
Yes,
Right,
yes.
yeah.
So it did bring down the estimated temperatures from negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Average hurricane wind speeds can range from 74 miles per hour to over 157
Right.
So
miles per hour.
almost.
Just about
Just
there.
on the verge.
That's,
Almost hurricane
cusp.
levels.
that's fucking wild.
That's crazy. The
Jesus
visibility
Christ.
was very poor, almost non-existent during storms. The snowfall was heavy with deep drifts.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody. It was nightmare fuel for pretty much everybody who
Nightmare fuel?
Nightmare fuel. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about briefly their gear and supplies.
Yeah.
Okay. They had a homemade tent.
Who made it?
Igor Dyatlov and somebody else that I'm going to bring up later.
Oh, okay.
It was 2 4-person tents sewn together.
So what did they do with the extra person?
Bradley.
She said 2 4-person tents
Yep.
sewn together. That's 8. There's 9 people.
Yeah.
Bradley.
10 originally.
That's why it's really important to wash your feet before you get in there.
So fucking
You're
true.
obviously sleeping like foot to face. Like you're crammed in there.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic. Oh, my beer's empty.
That was the only one in there.
There's more. Trust
There's
me.
no more lighting.
Bottom
There's
shelf.
drawer. There's a
In
drawer.
the drawer.
Let's forget about the drawer.
Okay. Hold on. Let me continue.
Well, you can continue.
This episode is getting
Thank-
long.
Thank you, Samantha.
It's fine. It'll be edited.
Okay. So they also had skis and poles. They had ice axes. They had extra boots. They had layered clothing. They had food supplies.
Did their boots have the fur?
They did.
Did they wear apple bottom jeans?
It was more like boots with the felt.
Boots with the felt.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the felt. Oh yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, you should
They
stop.
also had a stove, and they used it at campsites, but not when they're just like up on the mountain. When they're actually camping is when they would use the stove.
Okay.
They also had cameras. They also had notebooks as they were documenting. And Yuri Yudin, the person who had to turn around because
back,
of
yep.
sciatica,
The Uden.
he is quoted as saying there were more than 4 cameras. However,
They only found 2,
no,
3,
no.
5.
He said
Yeah.
in 2 different situations.
Okay.
One time he says there are more than 4 cameras. The second time he has said there are 4 cameras. That is significant later on.
Significant.
Fucking better.
Either there's more than 4 or there are 4.
But maybe he just misremembered.
It's very possible.
You misremember shit
I
all
don't
the
know.
time.
If I'm the person that fucking turns back and
Oh, true.
7, right?
Yeah.
Is my mathing? Right.
It's my math thing.
Because
He would be
there's
the math
9.
person, so ask him,
So
not me.
there's 9.
Yeah.
He was
10.
9.
He was 10, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yuden-
Okay, so
Yuden
he
was
was
10.
10. Okay, so
Yeah.
all my fucking friends die.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember every goddamn detail. I'm going to remember everything everybody
Right.
was
It's
wearing.
so significant
every
that nothing is going to be
conversation.
misremembered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
However, it's a traumatic fucking experience, even with him being removed from it.
But not. Yes, but since he turned back, he didn't experience what they did. Like,
No, of course not.
but I don't know. My brain would go through something traumatic like that, lose
No, I totally understand what you're saying.
all of them, and I'd remember fucking everything.
Because if I remember right, and again, in the brief one that I listened to, is like he had a really fucking tough go at this because
Yeah.
he
Probably
survived.
survivor's
Yeah.
guilt, yeah.
Well, yeah, 100%. And, he wants to know what happened to all my friends.
I think.
And this 38-year-old person that joined us.
Yeah. Well, also, like, again, this is a 16-day treacherous fucking journey.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember every fucking thing that everybody's carrying that wasn't the shit I'm lugging around, right?
No, that's very true.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
So
It's just, I guess, in traumatic experiences for people, things can get misremembered.
Absolutely.
Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I guess. So,
I have
Absolutely.
no idea what my husband keeps in his truck.
okay.
I mean, it's out there. We can go look.
I know. He took my car. I won't remember anyway. That's what Sam said. I won't remember anyway. Anyway,
No, she won't. Anywho,
the equipment
yes, equipment.
that this group of 10 had
Yeah.
was solid by Soviet standards. They were well prepared to travel, not like tourists, but by survivalists, essentially.
So, how is it by American standards, though?
Oh, we have no fucking clue. We have no fucking clue.
Sometimes these are dumb questions I ask.
I mean, it's a
On
fair question,
purpose.
right?
I mean, how is it for Chinese? I mean, let's just keep going. Continue, please.
I have to pee.
I have to be too.
Pause.
Pause.
All right,
Pause, but not the end.
pause. Break over.
The timeline. This is what we're going to get into now.
Oh dear.
January
Are you
20.
ready for this?
I think so.
I mean, I think you're
She's
more ready
been
than anyone.
ready.
She's like, why the fuck aren't we here already?
Oh, I'm not going to go there. January 23rd to 24th,
January 23rd and 24th.
1959.
Yeah.
The group departs from Sverdlovsk.
Where?
I heard you.
Thank you.
I'm hard of hearing.
By train to Serov. Okay, so they take a train.
Okay.
Serov is basically the end of civilization. It is 200 miles north of Sverdlovsk. Okay? They spend this is not as pertinent as other details, but still pertinent, okay?
Well,
We're just going to
not.
breeze through these. They spend the afternoon entertaining children at school number 41, because that's how they name their schools up there, school number 41. In the evening,
Where's school number 1?
In the evening, the hikers depart on the train for Ivedale.
Ivedale?
Ivedale. I don't know. Ivedale. They arrive in Ivedale around midnight. The train will take them east of Ivedale to then.
East.
From there, they hopped on a truck to a logging outpost, which took them north. Final destination before hitting the wilderness in Vizay.
Holy fuck.
It's the last inhabited settlement in the north. Okay, so they're taking multiple trains. They're taking a big truck
Right.
to Vizay. Okay.
What kind of truck was it? Was it an F-100?
Bradley?
I'm imagining one of those, like,
Army, like from the...
like a pickup with like the wooden barriers.
See, and I was thinking
everybody
like the
just-
canvas barriers on the
Oh,
side
sure,
that
yeah.
would like kind of flap in the
Sure.
wind.
I was thinking more like a World War II one where it's
Yeah.
like it shifts
Like a
back and
covered
forth.
wagon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody hop on.
It's definitely not a rickshaw. So
Anyway, they took multiple means of transportation
No
to
shit.
get to the very last settlement
I
that
guess
they could.
for some reason, and again, I don't know all of this. In my limited exposure to this story, I didn't expect them to take that many fucking things to get to where they're going.
But
I don't know why.
same time, like you're about to do this hard
Right.
hike, right?
Right.
Like you're gonna ride it till the fucking end of the line,
No,
right?
for sure. And that's why it's like, for some reason, I just didn't put that together where they would have had to take multiple modes of transit
They
to
didn't
get
just
there.
take a car up to the base of the summit and
then we're
hike.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So once in Vizay, they met a forester named Ivan Rempel. And he actually warns the group of
Don't do it.
the winter conditions up there.
But they're Russian. They know.
I know, but he still advised them not to go.
They should have heeded his warning.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
becomes an important person too.
oh, does he?
So I don't have Rempel down much after this.
We got
because I've only heard of one situation where he was brought up a second time.
Oh.
And I did not confirm that later.
Okay.
So when you feel like during our like progression,
So
you speak up.
You want her to ramble it up? She got it.
Don't encourage
The
that.
face. I can't not. I feel like I'm a really good mesh of both of the personalities with just like an extra splash of ADHD. You guys don't really need.
I think we have our own version of ADHD, depression, and anxiety already here.
I mean,
We're all just kicking around in here.
yeah, definitely.
It's a very medicated room.
Absolutely is.
Yep, you're not wrong. So.
I just got mine refilled. Okay, so January 25th through 27th.
Yeah.
Once in Vizay, they meet the forester, Rempel, which Audra will kind of pipe up later what she knows about Rempel. I, like I said, have read something about Rempel, but it wasn't duplicated in additional research, if that makes sense. Okay, so
It doesn't, but carry on.
Okay, he advised not to go on such a trip.
Yes,
Okay,
he's like,
he
don't fucking go.
he
Don't do
said
it.
he said, "quote There are large ravines
Yeah.
and pits where one can sink, and winds are so strong that people can be blown away." End quote. Okay,
Especially if you had wings, that'd be terrible.
so
Especially where it's real bald.
ball
Mountain,
and wings. So
What is? What the fuck does that even do?
I need another beer, I think. They start the trek from Vizay. Spirits are high. They're taking photos of each other. They're all laughing, having a guffaw, if you will.
What kind of film did they use? Was it Kodak?
That wasn't in the research.
That was not part of my research. However, they did create a fake newsletter.
Who doesn't? On a fucking hike.
A fucking mountain.
Seriously, what? Why?
Okay, so the whole trek up to the pass, if you will,
Yeah.
was full of song and singing. Like the mandolin players would play and they would all sing songs, and they would write this newsletter to like kind of be funny, but
Extra.
exactly, they were
Read
trying
all
to be
about
funny.
It's fucking
Mandolin
freezing
player.
out here.
And these young kids were just out to have a fucking good time.
This is like a tropical vacation for them.
Yes, exactly. Let's bring the
In
fucking
minus
mandolin.
30
Absolutely.
fucking degree.
Let's
Yes.
bring the mandolin. Let's sing some songs.
Let's fuck with nature.
Yes.
nature.
Let's make a song about a fucking chipmunk.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Get weird with it.
Like Elvin.
Yes, Alvin, Simon,
Yeah.
Not
Simon,
Simon.
Simon, and Theodore.
Theodore.
And Yuri, don't forget Yuri.
Don't forget Yuri. That's great. Don't forget Yuri. Oh,
Okay,
my
Forget him.
word.
There's another one or two. It's fine.
Oh, balls.
Okay, so they had jokes, they had songs, they had this fake newsletter, and it was called The Evening or Torton.
Can I ask a question?
Please do.
At this point, just blurt it out.
Why the fuck on this expedition would you bring your mandolins?
Well, for all the reasons we just mentioned. This is like a
fun trip.
Fuck around.
And find out, apparently.
Fuck around and
Yeah.
find out.
You know,
But-
you just maybe want to soothe yourself and your neighbor at the end of a long hiking day. Like,
I feel like... All right. Let's go with that. It just seems weird to me because it seems like unnecessary equipment.
absolutely.
That's, I guess, my point.
I wouldn't
Okay,
bring my
so I
mandolin.
actually do.
Right. It's like,
I actually
hey.
do get to that being an unnecessary equipment.
Well, I mean, I think I covered it.
Got it.
That's like, Hey, Bradley, you want to go for a hike? Yeah, hold on. Let me pack up my drum set and I'll be right there.
Well, I imagine it's like the equivalent of like, hey, I'm not going to bring my purse, but can you put all this shit in your pocket for me?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I may do that from time to time.
I do that occasionally too.
But it's just, I don't know, just seems super fucking unnecessary. Even for morale purposes, which they clearly did not need because
at least it wasn't a full-size guitar. It's just a mandolin.
It's just a little wee guy.
Little guy.
Yeah, just a little wee guy. Okay. So,
wee lad.
Because the trains and the trucks weren't enough, they also got into a woodcutter's truck from Vizay.
What kind of truck was that?
Okay. Yuri
I think she was trying to
Yudin.
say Farfignugan.
Yuri Yudin, number 10. Yuri Yudin.
Third year.
Mr. Dropout.
He started to get ill. He started to feel really awful. His bones were rattling. He wanted to push through.
His bones were rattling?
They were in this woodcutter's truck. And just...
Bones were rattling? I feel like Can you do that again? That was perfect. That's a short in itself.
Okay, so...
On repeat.
At their next...
With the burp.
Fuck yes.
At the next destination, it was actually an abandoned geological site, and Yuri Yudin was a geology major.
He had an in.
He wanted all the samples. So he pushed through because he wanted to make it to this one place.
Did they leave samples behind for him to take?
No, so
it's
he
just a
traveled
site.
with them.
Yeah.
I get that, but I'm just saying when they got to this old geology place.
It wasn't like a general store that he like stumbled upon in the wilderness. It was like just a site.
It was
where he was like out there.
It was a place in the
flipping rocks
wilderness
and-
that he wanted to go collect samples.
I thought it would be kind of cool if it was a general store.
Would have been fucking great for them.
Do you have any agates?
Okay.
What?
So at this point in the trek up the mountain, there's still kind of been civilization.
I mean, it's only 3,000 feet.
They place all their backpacks and their gear inside a horse-drawn sleigh.
Was Santa on there? Wait, no, that's
And then
reindeer.
they cross-country ski for 15 miles on top of
Spaghetti?
a river.
It was frozen?
More or less, yes.
I mean, it's negative.
Yeah, but if it's got moving water,
So,
it won't fully freeze.
my sources say that it was not entirely frozen, so every once in a while they had to get off the river, but then they would get back on as it was more of a straight shot as what they were needing.
Because not to jump the gun again, that's one of the theories of why some of the party ended up where they did, because it was a moving river.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a valid fucking question.
It is, but this is a different river. There's two different rivers.
Right.
The one that they skied on.
You're saying there's more than one river in this world? Holy shit.
Not even in this world. On the mountain.
On the mountain.
Was it spring fed?
Or Torton.
Was it spring fed?
Bradley?
This is what I do.
Okay, moving on. In the morning on January 28th, Yuri Yudin decides he cannot
Carry on. Yeah.
And he decides that he needs to turn back. But he's got to collect his fucking samples.
Well,
okay.
Who the fuck doesn't? But
If I make it that far, I'm
gonna
leaving
collect
with some fucking samples.
I'm going to
No,
collect
yeah.
some samples.
I totally understand that, but can you imagine going through the train ride, the truck rides, the apparently fucking sleigh ride with the horses and all that?
No.
And be like, fuck, I can't go any further. It's like, dude, you're already fucking here. I mean, I get it though. His body's hurting. I understand.
Yeah.
But damn, that's got to be pretty heartbreaking for him at the time.
Absolutely.
But this is the weird thing. Funny thing, the weird thing, ironic thing. So he decides he can't continue. He collects his samples, and they still have that sleigh and the horse-drawn carriage kind of thing.
So who's driving that?
Fuck if I know.
I thought it was like a reindeer.
But what happens is Yuri Yudin puts his pack on the sleigh.
And it just takes off.
But he cannot also get on the sleigh.
Why?
Because they're on the fucking river and it would sink.
It would sink in.
So he literally walked or skied alongside the horse with his pack
on the
down
sleigh.
the river.
Wow.
So he can't even get on this effing sleigh. He's literally skiing back down the mountain. He can't even get on.
But at least the end is in sight, right? Like, the suffering is coming to an end as soon as you, get the fuck down there.
He knew something, and he was the guy who planned all this.
No.
I'm kidding.
That was never been a theory.
I'm fucking kidding. No, but I see what you're saying, Audra, is like, it sucks.
It sucks.
But he knows, he's like, okay, I'm getting back
There's an
for
end
some
goal.
relief
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, for sure.
So there are a couple photos of Yuri Yudin
saying
goodbye.
Because wasn't one of them? One of them was hugging. He was hugging.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a picture of
what was the person's
Yuri Yudin hugging. I think it was Ludmila
Dubinina.
Yeah, Dubinina. And then Igor Dyatlov is in the back of the photo.
That's right.
And we'll put
right.
that on our social media. But
or like she likes to say, I'm going to insert a picture here.
I'm going to insert a picture here for our YouTube followers.
Which she won't. I will do that.
You will do that.
So everyone waves goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
So long. Farewell.
Auf
Say
Wiedersehen.
good night.
All right, let's stop that.
Adieu. Adieu.
Okay,
Adieu.
seriously, stop. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
Jesus Christ. Yup, room full of ADHDers here.
Don't you want to be here every time?
Yes. Can you put me in rotation? I'm here for this.
100%.
Okay, so
Yeah.
over the next 2 days, they do make some headway and they camp overnight. Their progress becomes a little bit easier when they happened upon a path already made by skis and
Who was it from?
reindeer hooves.
Really?
It is the Mansi hunters, the indigenous people. They have
Yes.
created pathways.
So they had skis too?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
They've been out there for a minute.
Yes, yeah. They've been out. They know a thing or two.
Yeah.
They know a thing or two about
But
mountains and
not
snow.
Not three things?
Just two.
That's what I've-
just mountains and
And reindeer.
snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mountains and snow.
But they know reindeer.
And there were also Mansi symbols on trees along their routes.
Like-
So some would say one would be 3 slashes saying how many Mansi hunters were there.
Okay.
One would be 3 slashes to the east-west on the bark.
Right.
That would mean how many dogs they're with. So I mean, it sounds a little bit.
What kind of dogs did they have?
In the evenings, each members of the group has his or own task.
I'm looking at Sam to do research. What kind of dogs did the Mansi tribe have? This is important.
I'm gonna guess.
I bet it's-
Siberian Husky.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I do know that they
Well,
have
what is
reindeer.
Educated
Huskies?
guess.
That seems too just.
They do have
Basic.
reindeer. Also on the
Cliche.
mountain are foxes and wolves, potentially bears, but they should be hibernating.
Did you hear they brought back dire wolves?
Yeah, in fucking Game of Thrones.
Did you hear they brought back dire wolves?
Based on a true story, yeah.
Yeah, they actually sequenced their genomes and all that DNA and everything.
Oh, okay. I understand
The
what you're
funny
saying.
thing is, one of them's named Khaleesi,
Of course it is.
and the two males are called Remus and Romulus. So, which is pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
But yeah, they actually brought back dire wolves.
That's cool.
It's fucking awesome.
Sam?
West Siberian Laka, also known as the Mansi Laka. L-A-I.
They have their own dogs.
That's pretty impressive.
That's cool.
You got to be something to have your own dogs.
Got to be some kind of local wild animal
Right.
that they've tamed.
Oh, for sure.
You are going to mate with you. Go.
And I mean, I did that with Jasper.
I thought she was pointing at me. And I'm like,
Generally,
wait.
I don't
you?
understand
Wait,
who I'm
what?
mating with right now.
You're pointing to a wall. I'm confused.
Me and the wall.
I don't know how this is going to happen, but Cheers to that.
Okay, so in the evenings, each member of the hiking group has his or her own assigned tasks.
Right.
Setting up camp and setting up the stove for dinner.
Right.
Which, again, I said earlier that they only use the stove when they're actually camped. They don't use it along the hike.
Right,
okay?
no, for sure.
So when they started to become sleepy, they actually would argue about who would have to sleep next to the stove because it would get so hot.
Wouldn't that be a good thing in negative 40-degree weather?
Yes, but it would get so hot.
You're sweating.
I would imagine temperature difference
It would be blazing hot.
No, you're not wrong. That's true. Yeah.
So they would literally argue about who would have to sleep closest to the stove.
It would not be me.
I know.
The person with the cleanest feet.
Hey!
That's the winner.
Igor's like, let me clean your feet.
Get in between the
I'm
toes.
pretty sure that Igor did not clean feet. They cleaned their own feet.
And
But he checked them for
he-
accuracy.
He probably could.
He watched.
probably could have.
He watched, like, you missed a door.
from the cup
He
chair.
watched the washing.
He watched the washing.
He watched the washing.
The washing.
He's like, get that pinky toe.
I lost my pinky toe.
No, you lost
my
a
pinky
nail.
toenail.
Yeah.
I lost my pinky toe.
It's because you kick shit when you're mad.
I didn't kick shit. I ran into shit.
That too.
That is different. Okay,
I was fucking joking. Don't clap at me.
January 31st. We're going to move on from this.
Got it.
So many years ago.
January 31st.
Yeah.
The final camp setup. Thank you, Sam.
Man, she
Fuck
was
yes.
the least ADHD person in here.
It's the final.
There she is.
Okay,
Oh, wait. Sorry.
January 31st.
Yeah.
Igor noted that the group set out at 10 a.m. and that the weather had immediately worsened with an aggressive wind blowing in from the west.
Is that significant?
The sky was clear.
She just
Windy.
glosses over.
It was fucking windy.
Well, yeah, I got that.
The sky was clear, yet it was snowing.
What the what?
But as
How is it clear if it's snowing?
as Igor noted, quote,
Daylight.
the
Can see.
precipitation
Yes.
was most likely an illusion caused by wind sweeping snow from the treetops.
Oh, sure.
I suppose, yeah.
Yes, yes. You just had to stop and listen. The hiking track.
Excuse me? Maybe if you just, I don't know, fucking talk normal.
Wow.
I talk normal all the time.
This is getting hostile.
I talk normal all the time.
It's getting fucking hostile. That's a great song by Pantera. In case anyone's curious.
Now I
Like
can
that.
only think of the final countdown.
I know. It's in my head now. Samantha. The hiking track is barely visible.
Okay.
They lose it often. They walk blindly, and they cover only 1.5 to 2 kilometers per hour.
Ew. Not very much.
Not very
That's about
much,
as
no.
fast as I think I'd hike.
Yeah.
On a open, clear day.
Open, clear day.
I mean, depends on how much shit I'm carrying.
True.
I know what she'd be carrying.
And how many times you have to clean your feet?
My ass is what I would be
Oh,
carrying.
Jesus.
Very fucking slowly.
Wow.
Especially if it's negative 30.
Yep.
Okay. Of the wind blowing in their faces, Igor Dyatlov wrote, quote, "The wind is warm and piercing, blows fast like air when a plane takes off," end quote. That's a lot of air.
And it's warm.
Air. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Wait.
They reach the base of the mountain and prepare for their climb. Like, they're not even fucking at the base.
Base, how low can you go? Okay.
Okay. we had a working lunch earlier today.
Maybe.
We might have listened to Nelly Hot Grammar.
Oh, okay.
No, Country
Country
Grammar.
Grammar.
Hot grammar.
I'm thinking of hot shit.
Hot shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
shit,
listened
yeah.
to Nelly Country Grammar on the way there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Working lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No beers were consumed.
So
Absolutely.
they're at the base of this mountain, right? They end up stashing their excess gear in a forest on a platform that they have to build. It's called a Labaz. Labaz. Labaz.
One more time.
Labaz.
Try it again.
Labaz.
Zaz.
So, this Labaz was actually found later intact, and it was completely solid.
Ice?
No, it was
Empty?
just like, it was the perfect Labaz. Like,
So if you
they
were
did it
trying
correctly.
to make a Labaz, this is what you want to make.
Correct.
Oh, fuck.
It was on point.
Textbook Labaz.
Thank you.
Textbook Labaz.
Thank you. Textbook Labaz.
Who doesn't want a textbook Labaz?
I'm going to fucking write that down. Textbook Labaz. Oh.
Maybe that's our episode title.
Textbook Labaz. Okay, so they dug a snow pit, put their items down there.
Yeah. They Labazed all over it.
They covered the hole, which I spelled WHOLE.
You're making this sound filthy.
What is wrong with you?
They covered the hole with logs and
How'd
left
you
a
spell
marker. They left a marker to find it later. So I believe that the marker was actually like an extra ski.
So I know we're going to talk more about ski poles, right?
Yes, I hope so.
I
So-
think so.
Ski poles become important.
Well,
too.
we are with Audra here.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to make sure to bring it up.
Yeah.
Samantha, I need more beer,
Wow. Asked nicely.
please.
So
I need another White Russian.
there's a point that we'll get to that
Yeah.
I'll circle back to, but at a certain point there is a broken ski pole that is found, right?
Okay.
They usually come in pairs.
Typically.
So if one ski pole is on the Labaz,
Yeah.
someone that's still on this journey is operating with one ski pole.
Oh.
Or they had an extra set.
They did, yeah, you're right, probably.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
That
but-
would make more sense because they're so experienced. They know that they will.
Someone's going to break one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's very probable.
Sure.
Just with the more difficult terrain kind
Yeah.
of setup. So I get that.
So
but
I read about this broken ski pole. I don't know if I answered it. So if you find the area that you're like,
Yeah.
I need to talk about this broken ski pole,
yeah,
please
by
speak
all
up.
means, bring
Absolutely.
it up. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so they left this stuff behind as they needed to carry more light-like items up the mountain.
Okay.
And then when they come back down, they're going to have all these supplies reserved for them.
Extras.
Preserved.
On the
Reserved?
Labaz.
Preserved.
Same thing.
Yes.
I mean, typically, yeah.
Yes. Good job.
It's too far down. You need to fix your microphone.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not.
Do you need something from the kitchen?
Yes. Yes, please. Sorry. I was trying to make
Sorry
Kate
about
fix
that.
her microphone.
Sorry about the microphone.
It's all right. It's only a problem for me. So,
We're almost done. We're almost done
are we?
with this episode.
Oh,
Oh, look how nice. You have water.
Thank
I do.
How nice.
I believe I,
I haven't
can
drank any
fly.
today, so
Same. I'm just going to keep.
she
Beer is
kind of makes me every so often.
beer is 90% water. So
I don't fucking drink. Fuck if I know. Probably next to my bed from the last night.
hey.
To be fair, that's where mine
down.
was.
It's a family program.
It's hot in my mouth because of all the bubbles.
All the bubbles.
Okay.
My bubbles.
We're almost done with this segment. February 1st.
We've made it to February.
They've started hiking accidentally in more of a westward direction when they wanted to go north and over a pass.
Okay.
They began ascending but were delayed by bad weather. and they
Right.
lost visibility.
Did they ever find it?
I'm going to guess no.
They lost.
Based on the ending of this story, I'm going to say no.
Hard pass.
So they realized their mistake, so they backtracked a little bit. And instead of returning to the forest for shelter downhill about a mile away,
Yeah.
which is actually kind of far.
I mean,
If you're hiking
it's
and
like- it's
ski
literally
in the
over-
middle of winter.
It's literally over 5,200 feet. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they decided to set up camp on the slope of the mountain, completely exposed.
And this is where they
Yes.
did their shit.
So possibly they wanted to stick to their planned schedule and didn't want to like lose altitude.
Right.
But it does take several hours to build this camp, and once they do, they could have started washing their feet. We don't know.
Almost
Jesus
bedtime. Get them
Christ.
clean.
They eat their
I
dinner.
expect them dirtless.
Potentially, we do not know, but potentially,
Yeah.
Sasha and Nikolai went outside to pee,
Oh, sure.
dressed fairly well,
Okay. Fare thee well.
and this was the last time that they were known to be alive.
Literally, fare thee well.
So they weren't part of the people that. All right, I don't want to jump the gun. That's the last time the rest of the group saw those two?
That was the last time that anyone knew anything.
Well, we don't know anything.
We don't know anything. Nobody knows anything.
No
So-
one's alive to be like, yep, that's where they left.
So we
Nobody
can,
knows anything.
Right, so we can literally start making shit up now.
Yes, but we won't because there's still evidence.
Well,
But is it evidence? Or has it been tampered with to look like evidence?
by the aliens.
There are facts of
Okay.
things being seen,
Okay. By
but
who?
whether or not we know that they were planted or a part of the actual scene, we
Yeah.
do not know.
We do not know.
We do
This
not
is
know.
my jam.
Yeah, this is where you really shine.
I nerd out here.
I
Okay.
nerd out here.
So before we get too far, we
Yes.
are going to take a break
Yes.
because I got to pee. And then what happens? Because I don't remember. Hey, guys. We're going to make this into a two-parter
Yep.
because it's such a big...
There's just so much information.
There's so much information.
So much
We're going to
information.
make this a two-parter.
So we don't want to skimp on it and just gloss over like the episode I listened to earlier today. And again, I know that was their intent, and I'm not like shitting on them. It's fine. But we are going a little more in depth, so we're gonna make this a two-parter. So
How did you feel about your White Russian? It's empty, even though I was the one talking the most. It's empty. It just doesn't happen. It
How does
doesn't
that
typically happen. If I'm the one talking with a beverage, I don't really finish my beverage. I've finished many a beverage.
It's fine.
I finished many.
I enjoyed it.
I did too, despite how ooh, there's some left.
Oh my god!
That's got to
I'm
be
gonna have
watery.
one for part 2 as well.
Watery, heavy cream.
Yeah, I know. Great.
No,
Creamy dairy treat.
despite mine being like heavy vodka, which I'm not going to do the second time around.
It really wasn't.
Mine was,
No,
to my opinion.
it was the same as mine.
My opinion.
It's the jazz trumpet.
Well, I don't like vodka.
Okay. Who asked you?
I'm just gonna stick to beer after this.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Liquor before beer.
in the
You're
clear.
in the clear.
Absolutely.
Beer before liquor. You've never been sicker.
Never been sicker. Yeah.
Fuck, we had beers
That makes
earlier.
me feel like I'm in my early 20s.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
21,
All
23.
right. Yeah.
Where we had to say that saying all the time, be like, okay, which one's first?
16 to 19.
I was a pretty good alcoholic kid.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't drink until I think I had my first drink at 20, and then I didn't actually have a good time with alcohol.
Good time. There was all shitty times prior to this.
No, I was pretty good. I think I just had like one, maybe two circumstances with alcohol when I was 20. Otherwise, it was 21.
I really enjoyed drinking before I was 21. I think being of age really sucked a lot of fun out of it.
Sure,
Okay.
because it's like, well, I can do this whenever.
Yeah, now it's like...
I probably drank more Miller Lite when I was 7 years old than I have in the rest of my life. So.
I think I had my first drink when I was 14.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when I started drinking too, only we were stealing Kesslers out of my friend's parents' basement. Because, it's Wisconsin, so everybody has a basement bar.
Oh, 100%.
Duh.
My dad liked his beer.
Yeah.
I was a young child, and I'd be like, hey, Dad, need another beer? And he's like, yeah. So I go get him another beer.
One for me, one for you?
Well, not quite like that. But it would be then, hey, Dad, can I have a sip of your beer? Sure. And so I just go get him more beers and
more
sips of beer. And I literally probably drank more Miller Lite when I was 7 years old than I have the rest of my life. So.
Yeah, because he doesn't like.
I don't like Miller Lite. It's fucking terrible.
Disgusting.
But either way,
it's better than Busch.
Well, it's better than Budweiser.
Really, any of the quote-unquote staples that most people would say he doesn't like.
No.
Bud Light, Busch Light, Miller Light, any of the lights.
I don't
like
trust you if you haven't had like a dirty 30 of Busch Light.
What's a fucking dirty
So,
like
it's a 30 pack. Yeah. So here's the thing.
I bet I could have guessed that, but I just wanted you to tell me.
No,
dirty 30.
She did not know. But so to give you some context for that, I've sold Miller products most of my life.
Okay.
And Busch is a Budweiser product. And fuck Budweiser. So
fair.
Yeah. So that's why I've never had a dirty 30 or a 30 rack. Sometimes people call them. I've drinking shitty High Life. Warm.
Keystone.
Yeah, that's
you get like thirstier as you're drinking it.
Yeah, 100 fucking %. She had some people in her life at one point that drank. What was it? I think Keystone Ice. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But yeah, no, fuck that. I just like Keystone because it's from Colorado. Because I've been to Keystone, so.
Once I moved up to Wisconsin, I was all about Spotted Cow, New Glarus, Spotted Cow.
New Glarus, but yes.
Yeah. And then I don't know who it was, or if it was somebody else, or if it was me that tried Modelo, and I was like,
no.
Was it you, Bradley?
It was me.
Okay, and now I'm like, fucking Modelo. And I had a Budweiser like probably within the last year, and I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, because it's fucking terrible beer.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. It's awful.
Unless you want to sponsor us.
Then we love you, Budweiser.
We love you.
I do like some of their products. It's just not their staple.
I like their old commercials.
Well, I like the Clydesdales. Those are great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fucking frogs. Anyway. What do we think about the White Russian drink?
I liked it. I've had White Russians before.
Okay. I don't know if I have. I don't know.
That's okay. That's okay.
You know what?
Welp.
Welp.
We'll see you in part 2. All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.